Welcome. We're reading today in chapter 11, God or the Ego, section 8, the problem and the answer, and we are reading in paragraph 3. You do not know the meaning of anything you perceive. Okay, that's a pretty sweeping statement. I'm going to read it again. You do not know the meaning of anything you perceive. Not one thought you hold is wholly true. Oh, wow. The text isn't mincing words. I'm going to read that again. Not one thought you hold is wholly true. Wow. The recognition of this is your firm beginning. You are not misguided. You have accepted no guide at all. Instruction in perception is your great need, for you understand nothing. Recognize this, but do not accept it, for understanding is your inheritance. Perceptions are learned, and you are not without a teacher. Yet your willingness to learn of him depends on your willingness to question everything you learned of yourself. For you who learned amiss should not be your own teacher. I'm going to read that again. You who learned amiss should not be your own teacher. That's all of us. No one can withhold truth except from himself. Wow, there's nobody out there that can hold the truth. They can keep the truth from you, but yourself, because the truth is inside of you. Yet God will not refuse you the answer he gave. Ask then for what is yours, but which you did not make, and do not defend yourself against truth. You made the problem, God has answered. Ask yourself therefore but one simple question. Do I want the problem or do I want the answer? Wow. Oh my goodness. Do I want the problem or do I want the answer? Let's be honest, because if you want the answer, you'll get it. You have a direct connection to source. It's your inheritance. Said earlier, recognize this, but do not accept it, for understanding is your inheritance. Understanding is your inheritance. Do I want the problem or do I want the answer? It sounds so simple, and it seems like, of course, we want the answer, but do we really? Because when we're ego identified, when we're hostage to ego, we don't want the answer. We want problems to solve. I'll speak for myself. I used to identify as a problem solver, so I was actively manifesting and creating them so I could prove my worth to everyone. What a shock it was when one day that I became aware of this. Spirit helped me see, hey, if you chose a different identity, these problems would all go away. And I was like, no, there's no way. There's no way. But I experimented with it, and all the problems disappeared. And do you want to know what happened? I didn't feel happy. I felt miserable and pointless and worthless and depressed. What was I going to do now? I hadn't acclimated to peace yet. Peace, I felt like, was boring and pointless. I needed a point. I needed a right angle point to poke at things and be right. Without that, why was I even here? If there's no problems, why am I here? I didn't know yet that I could identify as a gardener or a creator or an artist. Almost any identity is better than the identity of a problem solver. Do I want the problem or do I want the answer? Let's sit with that question. Thank you for being here.